I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jambert. First segment, we talked about the NFL draft. It's finally here. This segment, stick with the NFL. One final 2025 NFL mock draft before the draft. We got, some NBA. We're going to the NBA after that. We got Nico Harrison, final segment. Before that, we'll talk about, recap the games from last night and preview the games for tonight. Before we get into that, though, tips and donations. Tips and donations are always greatly appreciated. By tipping and donating, it shows that you guys care about the content that we're putting out. And we do put out the best content that we possibly can. So if you do want to tip or donate and show you care, show you appreciate what we do, if you're in the live stream, the 2 links in the bio and in the description. If you're not in the live stream and you want to tip or donate, the 2 links in the bio and the description. But, I'm sorry, what I meant to say, sorry. If you're in the live chat, super chat, and stickers. If you're not in the live stream, bio and description. That was, I'm not sure what happened there, but my brain just got mumbled up. I'm not sure. But if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. If you don't want to donate, you want to show you guys care, leave a comment in the live chat or in the YouTube/short comment section. I'll see those as soon as you post them. I'll get the notification, especially in the live chat. I'll see that as soon as you post it. So I'll respond to that as fast as I can. But yeah, commenting is also a great way to show you guys care. And being able to respond to those are always just fun. I don't care, good or bad. It's always just funny or fun to see them post it and respond. But if you do want to tip or donate, like I said, and you're in the live stream, feel free to do that with the super chat and sticker feature. If you're not in the live stream, the 2 links in the bio and in the description. With that being said, let's get into segment number 2, NFL, the final 2025 NFL mock draft. The mock drafts have always been fun. I've always enjoyed doing them. Just kind of predicting where a player's going to go, if he's going to go this position, this team, whatever. It's always fun. So let's just do one final one. I'm going to try to do all 32 teams this time, maybe like 12. I'll do the top 15. I've only done the top 6 each time. I'll go a little deeper this time. I'll go I'll just go as far as I can, honestly. So, number 1 overall pick, I think we all know it's going to be Cam Ward. Cam Ward has just been with the Titans. They're locked and loaded with the Titans. The Titans they want him. They've been eyeing him like a hawk, and there's just no way that I just don't see them drafting anybody else. Like I said earlier, the Titans fans do not want to see Will Levis as a starting quarterback next year, and Cam Ward is the guy to come fix that. He's a great quarterback, great pocket awareness, very calm in the pocket, and he's fast and has a great arm. He's just the perfect quarterback for them and their system, and they can draft, some receivers and defense when they need to in the later rounds, which is something they need. Receivers they don't really need any running backs either. Tony Pollard, and he's a great receiver, he's a great running back. He's great in the Cowboys, and he hasn't really fallen off. He actually did really good last year with the Titans, but the Titans, just weren't a very a good team, I guess you could say, last year, so they didn't get a lot of recognition. But if you're looking at his stats and watching him play, he's a good running back who can find the hole, find the gap, and get wherever they need him. Tayshaun Spears, their backup, is also a very solid backup running back who they kind of, switch on and off. They'll rotate every other possession or sub one or each other out for certain scenarios. But they don't need a running back, which is good. They do need probably some receivers to help Cam Ward and on his offensive side of the ball, and then later get some defense. Pick number 2. I'm going to do this based off also no one's trading up or down. This is just straight picks, no trading up. No one's losing their draft. No one's losing their spot or whatever. Because that'd be very complicated if I had to predict where teams would trade up. So I'm doing straight up in the order that it is. Pick number 2, Cleveland Browns. I think they're going with Travis Hunter. I think that he's the perfect fit for their system, a perfect fit for the way they play. He wants to play two sides of the ball, and lucky enough, the Browns need a receiver and a corner. The receiver core isn't too bad. Jerry Jeudy, a receiver, David Njoku, a tight end. It's a very good receiving tight end, one of the best tight ends in the league, honestly. And Jerry Jeudy put on a clinic last year. He got traded from the Broncos, and he had himself a year. He was playing great. He was He had a great connection with Jameis Winston last year. It was his go-to receiver, and it proved. It showed through the not only his fantasy score or his overall his yards and all that, but just through their connection they had. So Jerry Jeudy will definitely be he's a huge wide receiver 1 for them. But drafting Travis Hunter 4 at the number 2 spot will be huge. Adding not only a very good receiver but a very good cornerback as well. Their defensive play is not their problem, but adding a very solid DB to their roster is going to be huge for the Browns. Number 3, the New York Giants. I think that's going to be Abdul Carter. I think it has to be Abdul Carter. Their young running back, very good. They're not going to trade up they're not going to draft Genty. I'd be very surprised if they do. If they draft Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, and Abdul is a very scary front 3 that I would not want to deal with. He's a beast. He wore number 11 at Penn State, and the 11 tradition at Penn State, you don't. If you wear number 11, you're going to be a beast, and he was. He was a tank. He's one of the best defensive players they've produced in a while. Honestly, just one of the best players they produced in a while. Micah Parsons wore number 11. You got Saquon Barkley, who wore number 11. And they got that rookie in there at Penn State wearing number 11 now. I forgot his name, but I've seen him. I've seen some highlights of him, and he's a scary dude. I would not want to line up against him. But so far we got Cam Ward at 1, Travis Hunter 2, Abdul Carter at 3. Moving on to the 4, 5, and 6. See, the Patriots could go for receiver, or they could go for an offensive lineman, a tackle, guard, center. So, because they need receivers. When you have your wide receiver 1 is going to be when it's an older Stephon Diggs. He's aging. He's getting to an age. You can always target receiver, but the thing about that, good receivers can fall to round 2. So I think they will end up taking a guard, tackle, or a center. But I do think it's going to be a guard. And the guard, honestly, there's a lot of good options. Obviously, people really don't know, a good guard. I just know this guard off the top of my head. Unless you're a top guaranteed, top 3 pick or whatever, you don't really know. And a guard that sticks out to me, Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. I think he could be a great guard for the Patriots. I also feel like he fits that system well. He's 6'6", 312, and for his size, he's strong. He's just super strong, and he's pretty quick. For a lineman, he's fast. He's got a really long wingspan, 9'3". His broad jump is 9'3", sorry, not his wingspan, but still, he's fast. He's quick off the ball, and he is going to help that team a lot. If they don't take an offensive guard and they do want to go for a tackle, a lot of options there. Will Campbell out of LSU, Josh Simmons, Ohio State. So it really just depends on which one they feel like they need more, tackle or guard. If they go for a tackle, I think they take Will Campbell out of LSU. They go for a tackle. They go for a guard. They go Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. Then you got Jacksonville. I think the Jags are honestly going to take Ashton Genty. I think they're going to steal him away from the Raiders. The Raiders are going to be really mad about that, and maybe they'll try to trade up to get him. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars take Ashton Genty. They need a running back. ETN is, he's injured a lot. he's getting to a point where they're looking to trade him or just get rid of him. And Genty is the perfect spot, a perfect slot to fill him in. The new head coach they brought in, very offensive head. He's an offensive head coach with an emphasis on the run game, and Ashton Genty would fit well into that system. They build up around that O-line a little bit and put Genty in the backfield. That's going to be a very scary run game. If you get Genty with a good O-line, he's a tank. I mean, he already is a tank regardless of how good his O-line is, how bad it is, or whatever. But a solid O-line will take the Jaguars pretty far within the season. Then you got the Raiders. So I have Genty going over, going to 5 spot, and Raiders obviously are eyeing heavy on Genty. So what do? They got 2 receivers. Not receivers. I was thinking of the Seahawks for a second. The Raiders really don't have much going. Yeah, they got Geno Smith at quarterback. They could go for another quarterback, someone to back up Geno Smith for. I'm sorry about that. I just had something stuck in my throat. Sorry about that. But they could go for another backup quarterback to help Geno Smith when needed. If they need, he does bad and they want to fill someone in. But I think they'll go for an offensive lineman. I think the Raiders they're in rebuild. And their team overall isn't, the best. But I think to start a good rebuild, you need a good lineman. And so I do think they take, an offensive lineman. Who that's going to be depends on what they want to go for, a tackle or guard. They could get, like I said, Tyler Booker, a guard at Alabama, Donovan Jackson, guard at Ohio State. I think they will end up taking probably Jonathan Jackson or Tyler Booker at that 6th spot because they need offensive linemen, and guards are a really key asset to an offensive line. Obviously, all of them are, but a pulling guard is a huge help for any offensive lineman. Then you got 7 with the Jets. The Jets honestly really need a lot, but I think the Jets, one thing they need is a tight end, and I do think either Colston Loveland or, Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren out of Penn State will do the trick for that. I think Tyler Warren is probably one of the best tight ends we've ever seen in the draft as of recent, and I think he falls to the Jets at 7. I think he fits that system well. Panthers at 8. They can also go for a tight end, Colston Loveland. 2 tight ends back-to-back would be kind of crazy, but I totally think it's possible. Both of them are so good, and both those teams need a good tight end, and I think that is completely reasonable. Will that happen? I doubt it. I do think probably the Panthers will take an offensive lineman, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of them do take tight ends. Pick number 9, the New Orleans Saints. They need a quarterback now. I think they do end up taking a quarterback because Derek Carr's injury. Who will that be? Shedeur Sanders, most likely. He has statistically one of the best passing yards seasons ever, accuracy, and I think Deion would like him. Honestly, Deion probably has not really a say, but a lot of influence he can say on where he might go, and I think that he would fit New Orleans really well. A lot of young guys in that team, and I think he would fit that system well, most likely. And in the final, I'll do top 10. Chicago Bears. Amarion Hampton out of North Carolina as the running back would be a perfect fit for them. DeAndre Swift, he's not bad, but he's getting a little older. And I think Amarion Hampton is a great young running back. But they have a great offensive line. They could draft O-line, but I think they go heavy on running back to help out that young core they got over there. Ramaduze, Caleb Williams, and plus another. They were both rookies last year. Add on a brand new starting running back who's a rookie out of North Carolina. That'll be a huge help for that team. I totally think that's a possibility of them drafting Amarion Hampton. That's all I got for this segment. Let's go into the NBA next, talking about the games from last night, preview the games for tonight, end it off talking about Nico Harrison. We'll get to all that after the break.